Hello and welcome to the New Mindset Podcast. This is Georgia.
And this is Jacob.
And today I figured that we might just kick off straight off the bat with how you feeling?
How I'm feeling?
Yeah, how are you going today,
I've got
Jacob?
the vid.
You got the vid.
I've got the vid.
Now, this is unconfirmed?
No, it is confirmed.
No, it totally is not.
It is.
You didn't want to go and get a test.
Well,
So this is undiagnosed vid.
I've got the vid, man. I've got the vid. If I'm sniffling, if I'm nasally, I do not apologise. I've got the vid. Not my fault.
Okay.
Georgia gave it to me.
Hey, I did not get the vid. I didn't have the vid.
You may not have had it, but what did you say earlier? You were like the distributor. You were the carrier.
Hey, I did not have the vid, but I could have distributed it. But
you've given me the vid.
I don't have the vid.
I can't taste anything.
I never had it. Never was tested for it. I'm out the other side. I think that Jacob just has sniffles plus man flu.
No.
And he cannot deal with the flu like I can, like a real champ.
A champ.
I
can't taste anything.
Well, that's you on a regular basis.
I can't taste any. No, normally I can't smell anything. Yeah. Now I can't smell or taste.
Okay, well that's
a joyless world I'm living in right now.
Problem.
It is a me. Well, it's a you problem because I'm going to whinge about it.
God damn.
It's an our problem.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you? Sorry. Do we just start again? Do we just carry on from me?
Carry on. That was fabulous. I loved that. That was the chuckle I needed. From there, I'm going great.
You're going great. I don't want to choke to death on a spit.
That's a bit TMI.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I just choked on me a bit. It's just funny how you said it.
COVID's going to get me.
How am I feeling? Jacob, I'm so glad you asked. I actually took a proper sick day. Which is something that I never do. I never take sick days, but I kind of said, look, I need to sit at home and just rest. Got into Stranger Things, the series, which I really enjoyed.
Stranger Things? You binged it all?
Binged it all. I skipped the first season, but I binged it all. And everyone who's seen Stranger Things knows that those episodes are like hours in length. So I skipped a few, jumped through, but I saw the whole season finale that was like 2 and a bit hours long, which was a bit chaotic.
Is that 2.5 hours long, the final episode?
The final episode of season 4 is 2 hours and 28 minutes.
It's interesting. You wouldn't sit down and watch a 10-hour movie, but you'd watch 10 hours of a show. It's just like people in general. We wouldn't sit down and watch 10-hour movies.
No.
Like people don't like the 2 or 3 hour movies, let alone a 10-hour
breakdown. Hour, but watching episode upon episode upon episode. No, that's so true. The only live theatre that I've ever seen that was like, not ever seen, but it was like a 7-hour opera.
Oh.
Yeah, and it had like 3 acts to it. It was crazy. And each of the acts was like, 2 to 3 hours. And then you go and have an interval, and then you come back and watch another 4 hours of opera.
Was it the one like opera singer?
Or no. Oh, like there was opera singers in it, yeah.
Yeah, but was there like one main one that went for 7 hours?
I don't know. I've never seen it, but I know that that's a concept of it. I'd love to see it. It'd be really cool.
I saw in, I think in Melbourne, they've got the Star Wars opera going later in the year, and that would be so cool. You play the movie in the background, and then they've got the
opera singers.
Yeah, and
that perform.
What about the musicians? They've got the
orchestra.
Yeah, like they're there too.
That's cool. That's a given at the opera.
That would be so
I'm glad that that's a novelty for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, mate.
But you feeling good?
Yeah. No, I'm
better?
Right. Hey?
Better?
No.
Great. We'll carry on.
Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. So honestly, we're not feeling 100%, so apologies in advance for the noses and the voices. Jacob doesn't apologise. He's got the beard that I apparently gave him. I do apologise for my nasally voice. Today's episode is how to calm the mind in a chaotic world. Now, Jacob, you came up with this topic.
Yeah.
Why did you think it was relevant?
Life's chaotic.
Yeah.
It is. Like everyone.
Tell me more.
Well, I don't know anyone that doesn't feel that life's not chaotic, and life should be chaotic, because if it was not, I don't think any of us would be thriving or enjoying ourselves. Like, we need chaos. Like the most successful TV shows in the world. Like all the Married at First Sight, and all of that. Like, everyone tunes in. Everyone wants chaos. We crave chaos and uncertainty. But I just think today more than ever, the obvious one is social media and everything like that, and the news. Like in Australia, housing pressures and things like that, and wars and things like that. Just it's so chaotic and stressful. So, I wanted to have a chat about a few things that I know work for me and that I've researched. And I know that you've done a few of them as well, and they've worked. So if we can pass as many of those on as possible, awesome.
Yeah, cool. I'd love a reminder as to the things that I've implemented because life feels chaotic and I don't know if I've done anything useful about it, but I'm hoping that you might be able to remind me.
Yeah. Cool.
So normally when we talk about ways to help us feel not as chaotic, there was one thing that you mentioned that I wanted to just elaborate on. It was the fact that you said that us as people crave uncertainty and variety.
Yeah.
And I think that is so true. I think equally we want to have control over situations and circumstances that we have. But if we have complete control, then there is no variety or what they say is like variety is the spice of life.
Well, that's why we love sport.
Yeah.
Like sport is, you've got
you know what's going to happen. You know the rules.
You know there's going to be a winner.
Yes.
And there's going to be a loser. But we don't know in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the story.
Yeah. That's a really cool metaphor.
We all love variety. Variety cereal packs were very good as a kid.
Yes.
I love the Cocoa Pops.
Yeah.
My brother
Raisin Bran.
No, skip
all
that.
bran was left to be deserted on the sides.
Yeah. No,
cornflakes.
I just think it's weird because anxiety. We speak a lot about anxiety.
Yeah.
Anxiety loves certainty, but as a people,
we love
uncertainty. Like that's interesting to us.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I can't speak for everyone, but for the most part.
Yeah. Well, that's healthy to have that balance.
Yeah.
So I guess in saying that and what you were talking about before, that will kind of cover some of the things that you have found very helpful. Maybe I have implemented. Again, I cannot remember. Things that have helped in this chaotic world. Normally when we think about that, we always talk about meditation and breathing to help us feel a little bit more calm and collected in a chaotic world. Is that all that we are going to talk about today?
Nah, bruh.
No. Nice. Moving on.
No, well, with the meditation and breathing, obviously that's useful for someone with stress and anxiety and chaos. But that's just like telling an alcoholic to stop drinking. It's not, obviously it's helpful, but it's not like you can't implement that as easily. Like if I am, and you're very stressed at the moment, so you tell me, if you try to sit down and meditate, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And like maybe for some people it will happen, but when you're highly stressed, to calm your mind to a state where you want to meditate properly, or even for it to be beneficial, it's just not sustainable. And breathing is the same thing. Breathing, I think, is a little bit more, people are able to implement breathing a little more easily than meditate, because to meditate is to calm the mind and to basically, find your place in time.
Yeah.
Where breathing is a 30-second exercise you can implement when stress is coming on. Do you know what I mean? Like breathing can actually be a good technique.
Yeah.
I find anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more about those practical tools, more than just, hey, you feel stressed? Breathe. Like we'll be unpacking more of those practical ways to implement it.
Yeah, more of a behavioural, I'd say. Yeah, practical and behavioural.
Behavioural.
Look, mate, I've got COVID, all right. Go easy. But yeah, like we can flip our behaviours and our environment essentially to combat the chaos and stress.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, how does chaos and stress come into the mind and the body? How does it present itself?
Well,
for us to be able to help it, alleviate it, treat it.
So how does stress enter our body and mind?
Yeah, how does it enter and how does it present? Because sometimes it's tough to help a particular stress if we don't identify how it physically presents in our bodies.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'll start with like, how does stress enter?
Yeah.
So I read something and I learnt it, and it's all real, but stress can, so as early as a baby in the womb. So if the mother is stressed, that can actually seep through into the womb, into the baby. And we don't know what that does because science, like in technology, isn't as strong right now. So it's more of a theory-based game at the moment. But stress can start that early in our lives before we're even born, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why, that's part of the reason why, alcohol and smoking, things like that shouldn't be. And obviously there's other health reasons, but stress is a massive one for that. And then as we grow older, like in our life now, we're mid-20s. Well, I'm 24, early 20s. You're mid-20s, halfway to 50 at 25.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me laugh. But turning 25 soon, so I won't be able to say that for much longer. Like we, flip on the news and this is a little morbid, but you see X amount of people died overnight. New war starting over in whereabouts where we know, like Russia, and we see car crash. We see, all these really emotional things that we sort of brush over and get normalized to it.
Yeah.
And if you're not looking at the news, well, you're looking at your phone and you see that on social media. So imagine if you're seeing both of those, and then you're driving to work, you switch on the radio. Oh, what's that? Oh, more intake of that stuff. And then a friend messages you. And it's just, and that's just external.
Yeah.
How about the internal stress that we feel when we're worrying about our own finances, worrying about our kids, worrying about our partner, our relationship, our diet, ourselves, our exercise, everything.
Yeah.
So how could the world not be chaotic and stressful? That's what I'm saying. And how could someone not be stressed? And this is something I heard recently as well. It's so weird because the only certain thing we know is death at the end of the day. Hopefully when we're 150. But that's like, how could we not be stressed and anxious when we know that that's coming? But for some reason, we're just programmed not really to stress about that. It's like, oh, okay, that's certain. That's certainty. We know that's coming. But it's the uncertainty from external and internal pressures of, we don't know if we're going to be able to pay this bill. What about if the house gets sold? Housing costs. I could go on. Of course we're going to be stressed.
Yeah.
And that enters our body. And like, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I am so tense all the time in my body. Even though I look relaxed and calm, I am a calm person. But like my shoulders and my hamstrings and my chest and everything's like, as Georgia sniffles, everything, is so. And I talked to, I remember my chiropractor, he was saying, this is like the stiffest back I've ever felt. And that's just down to the amount of stress and anxiety. So the body holds the stress. And yeah, like we'll be able to get into that soon about how to alleviate that. And then you said, what was the second part of the question?
Well, can I?
Yeah.
There was a thought in there that I had that I want to unpack a little bit more. There are a lot of things that stress us out. There are heaps of uncontrollable factors that create these thoughts that enter our minds that make us feel stressed. Could it be easy enough to change your beliefs about those things? In, like, for example, and this is just part of a thing that I'm reading at the moment, is all about your global beliefs. Ways that you think and feel about the world can change the way that you feel internally. So a global belief of life is stressful, all of the information that you're going to take in is going to make you feel stressed. Whereas if you think life is a challenge, you might phrase all of those things that are happening in the outside world as not so much stresses, but they're like, okay, there's something in this that I can overcome. Or life is a game. You might see all of these things are like wild cards on the game of life that you have to overcome. Or pieces of information that influence your path on your game of life. So I guess what I'm saying is, would it be as easy enough to reframe how you're thinking about life being stressful to manage the stress that you're feeling? Like, I just wanted to get your thought on that.
So that essentially to change your mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're saying? To change your mindset and perspective in regard to stress?
Well, mindset can be very big.
So I mean, just your
belief, what you believe.
Potentially. If that works for you, I think as people, as humans, we're not meant to take on this much negative energy.
Yeah, okay.
In our body. Like, we're not meant to. Like, we shouldn't be waking up to, and it's so hard because that's what gets people to tune in. So you get negative media. So, for instance, we just watch the State of Origin, and the thing that sells newspapers and gets people to view sporting channels and the news is when they're bagging out players and coaches.
Yeah.
So we're just tuned, and we're and everyone in the media knows marketing. We're hardwired to look at the negatives first. And I just don't think we're supposed to consume this much negativity. Like, I wake up, for instance, and the first thing I look at, and it's a terrible habit recently of looking up the news, and it's like, okay, so the war in, Gaza, and it's like X amount of people died. Like, that shouldn't be something that you consume
first thing in the morning
before you even step outside.
Yeah.
Like, that's a behavior that needs a change.
Yeah.
That's not just a mindset shift.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess that's only one part of it, and that can only help you in a certain aspect.
But in regard to what you said, just thinking, you said gamify life, basically. I think that's an awesome thing, especially for guys. Guys are so hardwired to achievements and games and things like that, and it can be a negative if you go too far. But say at work, if you're having a shitty day, being able to gamify that day, I know for me it was like when I was doing calls, it was like, okay, cool, 10 calls. 10 calls, 5 sales. Let's go 20 calls, 15 sales. Let's make it a challenge, a game. And that was stress, but I turned into a game.
Yeah.
Long term, I don't think that's helpful because the game will wear thin. But definitely is a little motivating factor, as a little support. Yeah, I agree. 100% agree. But I'm not so much a believer of that you can just shift your mindset when we're taking all of this negative energy in. Like, you talk about energies. We're literally taking in negative energy from all around the world.
Yeah.
On our phone.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's just the external. And what about the internal? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to factor that in. That's a behavior that we need to change.
Yeah, cool. Well, would you be open to sharing some of the things that are on your mind in terms of making things ways that people can implement tools, strategies, behaviors to easily
combat the stress?
Yeah.
Something that you can implement today?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, COVID brain. I've got
you. No, I'm a bit slow.
Just today, not in general.
Just today.
George is slow today.
Hey.
We should do a podcast like that. I'd love that. Okay, so on this one, so we need changes that we can implement today. We could do, so I reckon this one I learned just out of high school, actually, and it was very useful. So in high school, obviously, you're mixed in with everyone, and you don't know really where you are in the world. You don't really know who the people around you are until, later down the track. But my big suggestion to combat the chaos and stress around the world is just choose your environment very wisely. And by environment, I mean people.
Yeah.
Because they can dictate how your life trajectory, can't pronounce right now, but how your life, how you feel in everyday life, and the stress and chaos that enters your life can easily be, you know what I mean? Like, can easily be dictated by those around you.
By the people. Yeah.
So, for example, if you've got a friendship group that is stress themselves, or just they want to create chaos, because some people love chaos.
Yeah.
Like, I watched this documentary the other night about psychopaths. Love chaos.
Yeah. They love creating it and knowing that, that's just, some people in general, love to create that sense of drama because that's what they can control.
Yeah. And like we were saying before, the TV shows and movies and news networks that are most interesting and gravitate people toward them is negative energy and negativity. So be very mindful of who you include in your life. I'm not saying cut them off directly, but I'm saying you've got to create the appropriate boundary and respect that boundary that you've set, because if you don't, then you've got no control of what comes in and out of your life.
Yeah, so true.
Essentially, yeah.
And just on that as well, if there's any situation where, you are in the middle of school and you're thinking, okay, I have to wait until I finish grade 12, use the school holidays as that kind of break. I guess this is for like parents as well, helping their kids trying to navigate that environment.
Yeah.
Use the either 2 to 3 weeks that people have here in June, or if it's a little bit too much of a sticky situation, you need even longer. That summer holidays is the perfect way to be able to create a bit of distance for your child to set a bit more of a boundary with the friends that they want to engage in. I know that this is something that worked well for someone that I know really close. It was just enough time for her to be able to reconnect with the kids, students, that she wanted to be close with. And it worked. It worked.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah. Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And obviously when you're outside of school, it's a lot easier to control.
Well, yeah, when you're outside of school, just don't engage or just speak to them less, if you're wanting to kind of make that boundary and that distance. And just think you're living your life for yourself, not for other people as well. So,
well, what's that famous one that quote that I heard that really helped me?
Life jacket thing.
Yeah, like if you're a lifeguard, your first priority is to save yourself. Like you've got to look after yourself before you look after the person that you're rescuing, because if you don't look after yourself, they're going to drag you down with them.
Yeah.
That like resonated with me, and I had to cut people off.
Yeah.
It's so hard to do, but damn, I feel good.
Well, that was your situation.
But I've also set boundaries with other people.
Yeah.
Like it's a natural thing to do, whether you know you're doing it or not. Like you're doing it, whether you don't respond to this person for 2 days. It's like, okay, that boundary that you set is like, I'm not talking to you for 2 days. I just don't feel like replying. I don't feel like, and that's not a bad thing. You don't, it's not like you don't like that person. It's just, I don't have the energy for you right now.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine. So just be mindful of who's in your environment.
Yeah. No, so
because that's the one thing you can control.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's next? I also liked your one on school as well.
Oh,
that was a very helpful one.
Yeah. Thanks.
Any other?
George's flow. No, I think that makes sense. Yeah, choose the environment. Yeah, the friendships and the people that you have around you. They're so important. And like what everyone says, the 5 people that you're closest with, the 5 people that you spend the most time with, are the greatest representation of who you are and who you'll become.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
Friends, family, co-workers, all of them fit into that bucket.
And this is time to be selfish as well. Like don't let your empathy, decide who you're going to have in your life. Like you might be awesome for this person. Sorry, they might be awesome for you, but you're not good for them, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like and it's, it takes practice, and it's going to take foresight as well. Like you're going to look back and go, like you got friends in high school. It's like, he was not very good for me.
Yeah.
Or she was not very good for me.
Or you could even something that really resonated with me that I saw was you can have seasonal friends. Like this one friend that I have, she was my ride or die all throughout high school and was the closest, greatest friend that I could have had in that period of time. Unfortunately, high school is when it ended for us. But she was phenomenal with the time that we had, and all I have is beautiful memories with her.
Yep.
And she was that was the season of life that she was meant to be my friend for. And that was it.
Yeah.
And then we moved on, we parted ways, and
you never know.
Well, who knows? Maybe
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So you had her for that reason.
Yeah.
For you both to get through high school and form friendships and build connections, and you never know what will come from that.
Yeah, exactly.
I had the same thing. I had a mate in high school. Every day we'd speak together.
Yeah.
Every day. And I think just both of our energies got us through high school. And then the day after high school, we just never saw each other again. It was like so weird, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think talking about like, you know, being able to dictate your environment through the people that you choose to have, it's equally important to make sure that you're consuming, you know, like I won't go too far into this because we already spoke about it before a lot, but the media that you're consuming, and the games that you're playing. Like say, if you're playing, you know, a shooting game, and it's going to be stressful. Like if you're in a stressful state, it's going to be stressful, man, when you're getting off the game.
Yeah.
Like I know that when I, you know, like what was it the other night? We watched Castaway for the first time, the Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah.
And then we went for a walk, and I'm looking around like, I'm stressed. I'm anxious right now because of what he went through.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, that something as silly as that, but we're consuming it. Our brains don't know the difference.
Yeah.
Stress is stress.
Yeah. Sometimes your brains don't know difference between vision, like when you visualize or when you're imagining something, and reality. Sometimes they blur the lines.
VR is going to be fun then.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
No.
But no, you're right. You're right.
So yeah, just watch the content that you consume. Also the time of day too. You know, if you're watching, for example, if you're watching a horror movie before you go to bed, you're probably going to have some pretty crazy dreams. So maybe the last thing that you should consume before bed is some nice movie or a nice fiction book or something.
She suggest watching a horror movie at 7 a.m. over breakfast.
Yeah, that's the way to start your day. Spike that cortisol.
I think
so time of day and type of content is what I would kind of package in there.
I think, yeah, just stopping and understanding, hey, I'm going to bed in 2 hours. If I watch this, I'm going to be stressed. So just be ready. So at least your body knows, hey, this is coming. Yeah,
so true. And when you turn off whatever media or close whatever book, there is still that kind of effect in your body.
Yeah, that just doesn't disappear.
Ongoing. It doesn't just instantly stop.
Yeah. And the body holds it. Yeah, cool.
Love that.
That's a good one. I think another tip would be, obviously, and this is such an obvious one, and I feel like an idiot for saying it because I am still struggling with it, but just being careful what you eat and drink, and just do that with good intentions.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you're a stressful person, or if you're in a stressful situation right now, like you're very stressed at the moment.
Yes, I am.
We've spoken about.
Yes, we did.
The last thing that you should be doing is, even though you may feel like it, is having a drink of wine or alcohol.
Yes.
Like that's the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Another thing is binge eating. Like that's such a comfort. It's such a comfort to us. And, you know, I think we all struggle with it at some point in our life where, I just want this ice cream.
Yeah.
This will make me feel better. Ice cream, I'm going to feel good.
It's like
this stress that I'm feeling, this job stress or this relationship stress or whatever, it's all going to be fixed when I have this cookies and cream ice cream.
Yeah. And I mean, that's not to say that you can't treat yourself and enjoy the foods that you have, but it's that whole piece about intention, you know, be intentional, or like have a little bit of, if you feel as though like a little cookie might help, just have one cookie rather than the whole entire carton of cookies.
Yeah, just be kind to yourself.
Of cookies? What kind of cookies are
I didn't even pick up on that.
Stored in a garden. Under the Northern Light tonight.
I think, just doing it with intention. And, you know, if you're stressed, as you get older, you'll learn more about foods, or even just put some effort in now and learn about foods. Like, you know, chocolate and things like that, the caffeine in it, that's not good for stress. Coffee is not good for stress.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you should, I think, I read it somewhere where, you shouldn't have coffee for 2 or 3 hours after you wake up.
Yeah.
Because of the cortisol is so high in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, not so high, but it's higher than normal in the morning than it is during the day. So just give it a bit before you have the coffee, because if you've got the coffee and caffeine on top, guess what's spiking your stress?
Not good. Yeah.
So it's just those little things where, you know, in the moment, you're like, yeah, let me do it. But then after it, you're like, what the hell? Why did I do that? But it's more so just let's rewire our brain to that snap decision in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so interesting to do a bit of homework and Google, this is what I have for breakfast. What impact does it have on my body? That'd be so interesting.
Learn about some, and go the opposite way as well. Learn about some calming foods.
Yeah, true.
Implement a few of those, and that's going to make you feel good.
I like that.
I'm glad that you do.
Thank you. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah,
That's great.
I struggle with I think coffee. I didn't drink coffee for like 24 years, and this year I've started.
I introduced.
You gave me COVID and caffeine.
Hey, you enjoyed one of them.
Yeah, I enjoyed. Well, I've got to stop having the coffee because my anxiety is higher at the moment. I shouldn't be having coffee with it. Just makes it worse.
You can implement it soon.
It really increases the likelihood of a panic attack, I've realised.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, maybe we'll stop that.
We'll stop
that for a little bit.
I think so.
I'll keep going.
2 or 3 hours after.
I need it because I'm a bit slow.
But you got to watch out when you have it.
Yeah, no, true.
So yeah, and then obviously drinking with intention. We're just chatting about alcohol and coffee and things like that.
Yeah. And then the other thing in the morning is waking up on time in the morning. Yeah,
another one of my struggles. So going to bed obviously on time is important, but waking up on time is really important for the circadian rhythm. Hopefully that makes sense with a nasally nose. My nose is really going right now. Yeah. But yeah, circadian rhythm. Just give that a little research. But waking up on time is so key. And even if we just put away the science, just in a behavior sense, waking up, say if your alarm is 6 a.m. and you got work at 8, if you wake up at 7, well, that's a whole hour that you've lost, and now your cortisol's, imagine that, it's going nuts. It's like, haven't had brekkie, haven't got the kids ready, haven't got my work stuff ready, haven't got anything ready. I've got 40 minutes to get to the bus and then 20 minutes to get to work. So it's just even that, if we just think about it that way. But then, honestly, look into that circadian rhythm. If you aren't too sure of it, it makes a lot of sense, and waking up on time is key.
Yeah.
Like, make that a priority as much as you can. No, I'm just speaking from advice because I am terrible at it at the moment.
Yeah. We're working on it, though. We're working on it.
Yeah, through tracking and pretty much just tracking.
Tracking. Yeah.
And some accountability and some sledging coming from Georgia.
Yeah.
Make it, that's another thing. Like, gamify it. Like, I know that I go really well when there's competition.
Yeah.
So if I've got to beat you at waking up.
Is that what we're doing this week now?
We'll give it a crack.
Okay.
5 a.m.
Done. Yep.
Great.
Locked in.
COVID
with this sickness, great.
Just change your mindset.
Waking up is a delight.
Waking up before the sun with COVID, awesome.
Awesome.
Good. What does Jocko say? Good.
Yeah, good.
Every time there's an issue, good.
Good.
I don't know about that.
You got COVID? Good.
Great.
Oh, maybe not that one.
Maybe not that one. I mean, COVID's going everywhere.
What's the next one?
The next one?
Yeah.
Find a way to release tension in your body.
Your body.
Sex is one thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we are a psychology counselling sort of podcast, helpful podcast. Sex is a thing.
Yeah.
Even though people don't like to talk about it sometimes, but it alleviates stress. Let's just be honest.
Yep.
So if you've got a partner, or if you don't, well, get on Tinder.
You can just sing the song.
What?
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No? I loved Pitch Perfect.
I'm
and
sure
I loved
singing.
That was such a good
what
song.
benefits singing has to releasing tension.
Relief endorphin.
Release endorphins.
Release endorphins.
Release endorphins.
Yeah, you told me about pinching my eyebrows.
Yeah, that was
releases tension.
Yeah, so find what works for you. So Georgia was stressed earlier. So as you want to butt in with your finger on the nose.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the stress, my one is my jaw. So I've found an exercise to really open my jaw up, and that releases it. And I know head scratches really works for me. And stretching. So like I said earlier, my back, my hamstrings, my calves, everything feels it. So I've got to stretch to be able to release that.
Yeah, you should
that tension and stress and anxiety. I should do it more. Yes. Yeah. Now, what would you like to say?
My thing that I wanted to say was that I actually did a little body scan that was guided by one of my medical practitioners. And it was only when I did that I realized that I carry a lot of tension in my feet. I know a lot of people say your shoulders and your forehead and, there's lots of typical things that feel tight and carry a lot of tension. But for me...
I thought you were going to say
It was my feet. So something that I actually found really helpful is actually getting a loofah and scrubbing my feet to release the tension of my feet. What's so weird about that? I wanted to share.
You scrape your feet.
No, it's not like I scrape my feet like they're disgusting. I just like
give them a little loof.
Give them a little loofah. And it's
loof
great.
The heck out of those feet.
I loof the heck out of my feet.
Get that dead skin off.
No, it's not like that. Okay. Moving on. Okay. I thought I'd share something and it just backfired in my face. Jacob just laughed at me.
No, I love it. I love that suggestion. You went and
I love that suggestion. What was that about?
Try to be empathetic here.
No, that was just sarcasm.
No, well, the thing that you did recently was you got a few massages for the first time, and how good did
Why do you laugh about that?
Oh my God, I can't win. I can't win right now. I've got a sore throat and I'm trying to talk.
No, but actually I got a remedial massage and it was fantastic. I loved it. And it was exactly what I needed and I never had one for my whole 25 years. I'm so sorry. My nose is so gone.
I can see it.
Yeah. No, there is I'm full disclosure. There are no boogers coming out of my nose. Jacob just made that up because no one can see me for evidence.
Well, we need to start videoing the podcast, but we didn't want to start right now.
No, we're both sick.
We would
look disgusting.
Well, I look pretty good. I'm joking.
Good job.
No. Yeah, well, the massage, like you felt... Can you not cough,
Apologies.
please?
Apologies, please.
I've been holding this cough for ages. No, but you felt so good after that. And that lasted, what? How long did the tension leave the body for? Like a week or so? And then
I had to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've had 2 massages in a fortnight. And it was fantastic.
2 massages?
2 massages.
Yeah, no, good. Oh, we're delusional.
Delulu has been reached.
Cool.
Anything else?
No, those are the key ones, I reckon.
Fab. Cool.
Fab.
Sorry, I came off the shows and that's how I was talking to all my
What's another like fad word right
Stunning.
No. Like what's another like young person word at the moment? We did a quiz the other night and I got 10 out of 10.
No, I can't repeat it. One of the students didn't want me to.
Oh, okay. Don't worry then. Don't stress. Just trying to contribute to the topic at hand.
Okay, well, the word was skibbity.
Skibbity.
And I don't know what it means.
Skibbity-doo-dah.
Skibbity. It's like, I'm feeling real skibbity or something. I don't know what it means. I don't know what I've just said.
You're the coolest person I know.
Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, no, those are the 5. I think I read out 5.
Yeah. So just recap them.
Okay.
Well, I can. So the first one was your environment, your physical environment, as well as the people that you hang out with. We gave a few tips around school people, as well as
school people. People that attend school.
People that attend school, as well as
kids that attend school.
Yeah, as well as tips for parents and people who have just left school as well. As well as the kids that are in the school still.
Yep. So that was point 1.
So that was point 1. Point 2, be mindful of what you consume in terms of media and content, and also what time of day you consume such stuff. Eat and drink with intention was number 3. Number 4, wake up on time every morning. Research a little circadian rhythmness. Jacob recommended. And the last, find a way to release tension in your body. There was mention of sex, as well as massage, as well as...
And those 2 don't go together, but
no,
those are different.
They were 2 different suggestions.
Stretching.
As well as stretching.
Exercise can be a thing. All of that.
Singing as well. That was in there.
No, I don't know about that, but we'll go with it.
We'll
roll with it.
Well, that releases tension for me. Crank the tunes in the car on the way to work. Blare them out. Love it. Awesome.
And what are you listening to, though? That sex song. Talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. I don't even know. But it was from Pitch Perfect and I loved it. That was my introduction.
That is a good movie.
Check our question. Are you ready for it?
Yep. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Because I'm in the Stranger Things.
Yeah. Let's hear it. Come on. I thought you were talking, so I went, I've got free time here for a cough.
You don't have free time for a cough. I was watching to see what you were doing. Who do you think you would be on Stranger Things? Who do you think I would be, and who do I think you would be? You have to think. And then we will say our answers at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, ready? I've got mine for you.
Yeah, all right.
3, 2...
No, hold on. I don't know their name. I'll just give a feature. I didn't watch it, so I don't know all their names.
Okay. Well, you have, but just not a while. Not recently.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to know who mine is for you?
Yeah.
Steve Harrington.
Steve Harrington. Who's that again?
He's the teenager that always turns into the babysitter.
Is he the one that goes evil?
No.
No.
He's the one that is originally with Nancy.
Oh, he's got the cool hair.
He's got the cool hair.
Oh, okay.
I think you have cool hair.
Oh,
but also you turn into the babysitter.
You're not going to like mine.
A lot of the time. What? Who do you think I was?
You're 100% that toothless kid. Is it Dustin?
Dustin?
Yeah, you're Dustin.
Why am I Dustin? But I mean, I like Dustin
Dustin's
too.
cute. I like Dustin.
And I'm cute?
You're very cute.
Thanks.
No, Dustin was really cool. He just went with it. He just went with the flow.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Well, he was best friends with Steve Harrington.
Oh, well, we're best friends. There you go.
Reach delusion. I sincerely apologize. I've lost all credibility.
Any that we had is now gone.
Any that we had, which was probably very little, is very much gone.
And this is our 10th episode.
Woohoo! Love it. Next time we'll celebrate with a cake.
Intentionally.
We'll intentionally consume that cake. It will be gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, flavorful. Great. Anyhow, thanks so much for joining us on this episode.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for getting to this point.
If you have gotten this far.
If you have gotten this far, you're a real trooper.
You're a legend.
You're a legend.
Awesome. See you guys. I'll see you next week.
Next week.
Next week, bro.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.